I'm Hande the dietitian, and welcome to Healthy Made Simple, where I show you how to make healthy eating simple. In this video, I'm going to share with you 2 really quick and easy healthy snack ideas that are going to be balanced snacks that incorporate some sort of a protein, some carbs, and either a fruit or vegetable with it. Now, if you have a big stretch between your lunch and dinner, and by a big stretch I mean more than 4 hours, I highly recommend that you incorporate some sort of an afternoon snack to get you through until dinner time. And the purpose of that is 1, it helps us manage our blood sugars better. 2, it helps us manage our hunger levels better. And lastly, it'll help you avoid overeating at dinner time, because a lot of us tend to be super duper hungry by the time dinner rolls around because it's been 6 or more hours since we had lunch. So adding an afternoon snack can really be helpful with keeping your dinner portion sizes a little bit smaller, especially if you're trying to lose weight. Now, these are really quick and simple ideas, and you just need a few ingredients for each of them to put this together. And there's a lot of variations you can do with this as well too. For the version that I'm going to be doing, what we're going to be using are going to be baby carrots, cucumbers, and I have these cocktail cucumbers. Something smaller like this is going to work better for this purpose, and I'll explain why in a little bit. Some hummus of your choice. I have roasted garlic hummus for this time around. Some sort of a whole grain cracker of your choice. That's going to be for one of the snacks. And then the other snack, you're going to need some sort of a nut or seed butter. I'm using sunflower seed butter for this one, just because I'm trying to put these together to be able to give it to my son for school time as well too. And they are nut-free schools, so something like this works great. You can also do almond butter, peanut butter, or any sort of another nut or seed butter that you'd like. Some pretzels, and these are just pretzel sticks. And some sort of a fruit. Today I'm going to go with some grapes, but any other fruit that you like would go well with this. And then in terms of containers, something small like this works perfectly in my opinion, so that you can fit all your snacks in one. And if you have multiple of these, you can make this in advance, keep it in your fridge so that you can just pick it up in the morning on your way out. And then some sort of a small container or divider. I'm using cupcake liners for this, for the nut butter and for the hummus that we're going to be using. If you have like a little small container with a lid, that would work well as well too. And then lastly, some snack size Ziploc bags. So not a lot of ingredients that you need for this, and they make a really nice filling snack that will get you through for the next couple hours. It's also another great way of being able to incorporate more veggies and fruits into your diet. So if you're interested to see how I put these snacks together, stay tuned and I'll show you. Alrighty, let's go. All right, we're going to start out with our first option, which is going to be those veggies, those baby carrots and cucumbers with some hummus and crackers for a nice balanced snack. Now I'm going to start with my cupcake liner and fill that up with some hummus so that it's ready to go on the side. And as I mentioned, you can use another container that has a lid on it instead, if you prefer to do that, and that'll probably help keep it airtight, but this works just fine. And if you have these cupcake liners at home like I do, and maybe they're not getting as much use because mine are not, then you can repurpose them for this use instead. And put as much as you think you need in order for this to be a filling snack option for you. And that is looking right around good for me, like that. Perfect. Okay, and then I'm just going to take this and put that into my container on the side. And then we're just going to fill up this next side of it with some vegetables. And I've already washed my cucumbers and my carrots, so I'm just going to stick those guys in here. I'll put them on the opposite sides like that. And there we go. Look at that. Just like that, I have some hummus with some veggies on the side. Super easy to put together, and we can put the lid on that and put that away. And just to make sure I have some carbs on the side, because while this is a good snack, it's not going to be super duper filling. I'm going to do some whole grain crackers, and these are just some whole grain crackers with like seeds in them that I get. And then all I need is a little Ziploc bag to keep that on the side. And if you are doing this in advance, and I do suggest that you do, just so this is a nice, easy option for you the day of to just grab in the morning. If you are going to do that, I do suggest keeping the crackers in the Ziploc in your pantry and putting this in the fridge. I do notice that the crackers get a little kind of soggy in the fridge if you put them in there, and they don't need to be refrigerated. So all you have to do is just grab a stack of crackers. Come on. And into your Ziploc they go, so that you have some carb options that are going to be whole grains on the side in addition to your veggies and your hummus. And just like that, you have a snack ready to go. Look at that. It took me like 2 minutes, not even, and it was so easy to put together. And you can also make some adjustments to this and change it up based on whatever you want that week. Some other veggie options that you could use would be bell peppers, especially these small bell peppers. You can cut these up so you have nice little strips that'll dip very well into the hummus. You can also do grape tomatoes. These actually go great with hummus, and you can just dip it as is and pop it into your mouth for a nice little snack. You can also do things like celery, and even change up the hummus that you're using. You can try different types of hummus, different flavorings of hummus. I actually have a beet hummus that I really like to make. So if you're interested in seeing that recipe, that could be a future video that I could put together for you. It's a good way of getting in some beets into your diet, especially if you don't consume that too often. You can also do other dips as well, such as guacamole or some sort of an avocado mash. Those you would probably want to buy in a little container that's already packaged and sealed to throw in there, which will make this even quicker. You can do some sort of a bean dip, but something, and even tzatziki, as long as it's based on like Greek yogurt, it's got some protein in there. That's our main goal with the dip. That's our source of protein going in to make this a filling snack. All right, so that's the first one. Let me show you the next one. With the next snack, I'm going for the same idea basically, where we're going to have some sort of a dip that we're using along with our fruits or vegetables and our carbs. And for this one, I'm going with a nut butter or a seed butter. I have the sunflower seed butter, as I mentioned, and you're more than welcome to use whatever you prefer in terms of a nut or a seed butter. And again, I'm going to use my cupcake liner for this purpose to be able to fill this up with my seed butter, so that I can keep that on the side, just like that. There we go. And the measurement is about 2 tablespoons. I'm kind of almost there, I think. And you can put as much or as little as you need to. The goal is to keep yourself full. It's better to be full on something like this in the afternoon, where you know you still have time later in the day to burn off that energy, versus trying to go through the hunger of the afternoon and then overeating like crazy at dinner time. So I'm going to keep that on the side like that. And what I'm going to be dipping in that are going to be pretzel sticks. Now, this isn't necessarily a whole grain option per se. It's more of a simple carb option, but I'm okay with that every once in a while. This snack option specifically is what I tend to prefer on the days that I have more sweet cravings, because one, we have the fruit in there, and something about a simpler carb just tends to satisfy my sweet cravings a little bit better versus something that's more whole grain and fiber rich. And it's okay to do that every once in a while too. If you wanted to use something else that's more of a whole grain option, you're more than welcome to do that. But some pretzel sticks or some pretzels are going to be fine as an afternoon snack option. And I actually don't prefer these ones. I prefer like the really thin ones that are really crispy. These are the Trader Joe's ones that are the pretzel sticks, and they're a little bit thicker and more bready, which is not my preference. I prefer the thinner ones. But I'm just going to put these guys into my snack bag. Oops. There we go. So that I have this on the side ready to go to dip into my nut butter. And then we're just going to fill up the rest of it with some fruit. And as I mentioned, I have grapes here. You can also do other fruits that you prefer, such as tangerines or oranges, or you could do some sort of a berry, strawberries or blueberries, blackberries, any of those berries would work well. You can even dip your strawberries into the nut butter, and I think that would taste pretty yummy. I would probably stay away from anything that needs to be cut and that might brown, unless you can figure out a way to make it stay longer. I've seen tricks for, cutting up apple slices, because I think apple would go really well with a dip. But being able to cut up apple slices and make them last longer. I've seen tricks using like salt or lemon juice in order to do that. So you can do something like that if you wanted that as a dipping option for your nut butter as well too. But something that's going to stay in the fridge for a few days, especially if you're making this advanced, is ideal for the fruit. But there we go. We have these two guys put together like this. So you have some grapes, and then we have our pretzel sticks on the side, and this one's ready to go too. See, I told you, it's so simple and easy to put snacks together like this and have them ready to go in your fridge and in your pantry. It doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to be this elaborate thing. You can take simple ingredients, just some fruits, vegetables, some sort of a high protein dip option, and some whole grains or some sort of a carb option in order to create a balanced snack altogether. And just like that, we have two easy and healthy snacks already put together in just a few minutes. Now, one other alternative that you can do for some of these ingredients, especially for the protein portion, is going to be cheese. I didn't mention that, but instead of the hummus or the nut butter, if you wanted to do some cheese instead, you can always do something like Baby Bell, for example. I have my bag of Baby Bells here. You could do some sort of a cheese stick to like a string cheese or Colby Jack cheese. Cheese is also a great source of protein that you can incorporate. It's just not something I personally incorporate because I'm lactose intolerant. Doesn't mean I don't eat it. I still choose to eat it and suffer sometimes, but for the most part, I do try to avoid it. But for those of you that can tolerate cheese or want to do a dairy-free alternative to cheese, you can also use that as your protein component for any snacks that you're putting together. And it'll make it even easier so you don't have to worry about scooping into a little container. You can just throw a cheese stick in there and be good to go. Thank you so much for watching Healthy Made Simple. If you haven't already done so, please make sure to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more videos from my channel that show you how to make healthy eating simple at home. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.